Hey guys. Sorry, I forgot I have a light now. Real influencer shit. Or real YouTuber shit. Hold on, let me get my light together. Hey y'all. Oop, oop, oop. I'm setting up my TikTok live too because I just got. So, oh my gosh, we have. Before I get into the review, I got a lot to talk about. Hold on. I'm I got monetized on YouTube and TikTok yesterday, and I'm finally able to go live on TikTok. So I'm gonna go live on my other phone. Let me see. Add a topic. Is there entertainment? Pop culture? I guess it would go under pop culture. But yeah. Live goal is, I'm gonna do 100 because I don't know what that. All right. Well, I guess I'll put her right here. Hey guys. Hey Slink Boxes. All right, y'all. This is so funny that I'm able to go live now. It's like I'm so tickled. I've been working towards doing this for so long, and I'm finally here. And I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm 32. All right, you guys. Oh yeah, it's theory in time. Hey guys. Hey. So, y'all, I'm so hyped. Like, uh-oh. Get more with live promote. I don't want to do that right now. But anyway, I'm just getting home from the movies. I was out with my mom and my son. We went to see Wicked, which is why I wanted to get back on here and talk about Wicked, because that was actually the second time that I saw it. Hey, my name is Talia. So I'm live on YouTube and TikTok right now. This is new to me, so I'm just trying to get into the swing of it. But can we talk about Wicked? Have any of y'all in any of these chats been to the movies yet? Have y'all seen it? Because again, today I saw it for the second time and I want to go and watch it again for a third time. It was just so deep. And I feel like I'm giving a good review of Wicked because I had never seen the Broadway play, never read the book. So all my reviews on Wicked are totally unbiased because I know nothing about it. I've only been obsessed with The Wizard of Oz my entire life, but I know nothing about Wicked. So when I went to the movies to see it, I was so gagged. Like the cinematography and everything was beautiful, but I really enjoyed the storyline. So in case you guys aren't familiar, and guys, when you're joining my live here on TikTok, be sure to tap my screen, just tap right on my face and give me some hearts, all right? I also have a live goal that I would love for y'all to help me reach today. It's just 100 roses, but any of your gifts are greatly appreciated here on TikTok. But anyway, so a brief synopsis of Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. Everyone knows the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda and the Wizard. But Wicked gives you a whole backstory of what happened prior to The Wizard of Oz. And, it turns out that the Wicked Witch of the West has a name. Her name is Elphaba. And Glinda and her meet in school. I couldn't tell if it was like a boarding school or a college. I couldn't exactly figure out what that was all about, but um, yeah, it was pretty cool that we get to learn about them prior to, Elphaba being sprayed with water in The Wizard of Oz and dying. Like, we all know how that ends. So, hi, good morning. Gosh, it's morning where you are? Well, thank you for tuning in. So yeah, what had happened was, like in the Wicked film, again, we get to see how Glinda and Elphaba meet and why they have beef, and the wizard's involvement in that happening, and the wizard's involvement in them having beef. So, uh, yeah, if you haven't seen Wicked, get off because there's going to be spoilers here. I really want to talk to people who have seen it. Have any of y'all seen it yet? Who's seen Wicked? Hey guys, I'm good, thank you. Hey guys. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna talk, and if you get a spoiler, sorry, I warned y'all. Um, the title of the live should indicate that. But anyway, so where do I even start? Basically, I just want to say justice for Elphaba because, like I just said a second ago, we learn in the Wicked movie, we learn why Glinda has beef with Elphaba, in the Wizard of Oz, and it's because she's actually the Wicked Witch. The Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, she's actually not wicked at all. The gag is that she was actually trying to help a marginalized group in Oz. So we all know Elphaba is green, and in the movie, she's green because her mom was cheating on her dad with a guy that, I guess, I don't know what exactly it was. I don't want to call it a potion, but it was something in a green bottle. And we couldn't see the man's face because they do like a little dance, which I thought was pretty poetic that they did a dance in the film while they were cheating, because doing a dance is like, a metaphor for having sex. So I thought that was pretty poetic that they did that in the film. But anyway, the guy that her mom was cheating on, we don't really see his face, but we can see that he's green and he's sipping from this green bottle. So, Elphaba comes out green, and, her dad can tell that that's not his baby, but he still stays with her mom, and they go on to have another baby, but their mom dies while giving birth to Elphaba's sister. And her sister, um, I can't even remember her name right now because I ended up not liking her either. That's why the house fell on her ass in The Wizard of Oz. I'll get to that in a second. But hey y'all. So anyway, where was I? So yeah, since Elphaba was green and, growing up, she was ostracized and just othered by people because she didn't look like everybody else. She was green, and like it was a metaphor for being othered. But I can tell that, like, after seeing all these interviews of Olivia Erivo and Ariana Grande, giving um, how do I say, just talking about the movie and how it touched them and impacted them. Now I understand why it was so deep for Cynthia, because the movie was really deep. Like, yeah, she was green, but it was about being othered. And for her and her experience, that meant being a Black woman, being a queer Black woman, So I can see how playing this role deeply impacted her. But anyway, so back to the film. When Elphaba, grows up and she's coming into her own, she notices that she has powers, but her dad doesn't really, he others her too because he blames her for the death of his wife. And we learned that in the film that Elphaba has been carrying that all this time. She really thought that she was responsible for her mother's death. And it's like, really, your mom was, because she's the one who was cheating on your dad. Anyway, I won't tell the rest of that because, in the film, she explains a little more about why she thinks it's her fault. But yeah, so anyway, again, back to the film. Elphaba's whole thing was that she was othered so badly that when there was another marginalized group in the film, I guess I won't spoil that part because I thought that was pretty. It's just so deep. But she basically was trying to help another marginalized group in the film because she understood what it meant to be othered. And when you go to Oz, you go to the wizard, you tell him your heart's desire, and he's supposed to grant it for you. Instead of going to the wizard and asking to not be green, she wanted to go to the wizard to ask her for help on behalf of these marginalized people. And if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, the Wiz is on that bullshit. And basically some stuff happens. I won't spoil the rest of the film. Some things will be spoilers that I'm talking about, but I don't want to spoil everything. But basically, Elphaba clocks his tea, and him, the Wiz, and someone else labels Elphaba as the Wicked Witch of the West, as a villain, as a disruption of the fantasy that Oz is, or that how do I say, like, how do I say it's like a way that I want to say this, but I can't think of it right now. Like a facade. Like Oz is really a facade, and the wizard and the people that work for him work very hard to keep up this facade. But Elphaba disrupts it, and so they label her as a villain when she really isn't a villain at all. She was literally just trying to help some people, found out you couldn't help her, and clocked her tea, and left with some powers that she didn't have before, which was the gag. So, yeah. And then Glinda's ass, again, I won't spoil too much, but some of it's going to be spoiled. So if you don't want to be spoiled by the Wicked movie, get off of here. But, yeah, Glinda was a fake. Oh, shut up. I can't fit the screen, and I'm going to delete you. Bye. Anyway, I'm on live on YouTube and TikTok. That's why I keep going back and forth. Trying to get used to this thing, get used to this camera life. Oh, this looks good. But anyway, but yeah, Glinda was fake as hell. And let me see how to say this. She was silent while all of this was happening. Like while the Wiz and this other person were doing what they were doing, Glinda was silent. And silence says a lot. Like, she was just complacent. It illustrated her complacency, and she put her life path and her selfish desires before doing what was right, which that could be subjective because that was also the gag too. Was Glinda wrong for not supporting Elphaba and what she was doing? Could have put her on a totally different path. So it's like, yeah, I thought Glinda was so fake, but I also understood because it's like, what would you do in that position if you had an opportunity to get ahead in life, but you got to be quiet and turn your head this way because of something somebody else is doing? It's like, is that right or wrong? Are you wrong for making decisions that get you where you want to go? But but I still didn't like it. I didn't. I like I told y'all earlier in the live. I've always been obsessed with the Wizard of Oz, so finally getting into Wicked and learning about Wicked, I hate Glinda now. I just hate her. I can't believe that she ain't down for the cause. I just can't believe it. Anyway, have any of y'all seen Wicked on here? I'm waiting for people to come and tell me if you've seen it, because I really want to talk about it. There's more that I want to talk about, but I feel like it should be a dialogue. I don't want to. I mean, I'm gonna stay on here for like 15 more minutes, but I wish there were people that I could talk to. And you guys, if you're in here, tap my screen, give me some hearts. Y'all aren't tapping my screen. Does anybody wanna anybody that's seen Wicked wanna hop on? And it's okay if y'all are too scared. Ooh, you know something else about the Wicked film where, of course, the vocals, like Cynthia Erivo is a very, very skilled singer. And we know Ariana Grande is too, but I was so blown away by Cynthia. You know, Ariana Grande has her acting chops down. You know, she was on, I can't remember what show it was because I didn't watch it on Disney. Whatever show that was, I was like like maybe a junior, senior in high school. So I wasn't really watching Disney like that. But was it Justice? I can't remember what it was. But Cynthia or Ariana Grande, you know, she has her acting chops and everything down. But Cynthia has a longer background in like theater than Ariana does. And I feel like if you're used to going to plays and things like that, you would be able to tell the difference in the way that they emoted. Cynthia did a really, I mean, both of the girls did a phenomenal job, but Cynthia did a really good job at illustrating the emotion of what was going on in the scenes where she was singing. Like the emotions of the songwriting, the way she sang the song perfectly matched and illustrated what was going on in the movie. And I was just so impressed. And on this second time seeing the movie today, I cried a little bit. And if you've seen it, you know which part. The one where they're dancing at the Ozfest party. Ooh, it's just, Cynthia blew me away. That performance was amazing. And apparently she's climbing up on this rank to be considered for an Oscar. I think actress of, not actress of the year, best actress Oscar. I have no doubt that she will be nominated and she deserves it. And I really hope that she is. Because you guys, I don't know if y'all know, Cynthia Erivo is, she's almost EGOT. She has an Emmy, she has a Grammy, and she has a Tony. Because again, she has a background in theater and songwriting. So if she gets an Oscar nomination and wins, she will have her EGOT, and she will be the youngest person to be EGOT. I think she's in her 30s. She's like maybe 34, 35. She's young. She might be 30. She's between 34 and 36. I can't remember her exact age, but she's young. And becoming EGOT is not an easy thing to do. So being able to see that in our lifetime would be pretty cool. I really, really hope that she gets that nomination. Have any of y'all in the chats seen Wicked yet? I want to talk to someone, please. Don't be scared. Hey guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Uh-oh. I'm just sitting here talking about Wicked. Let me see who's up here. Who's viewing me? Oh. Well, I want to y'all gotta send me you've been watching me for a little minute here on TikTok. You should send me some hearts. Just tap my screen. Tap 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 tap. All you gotta do is tap my face like this. It's free. But yes, I am probably going to see the movie again. I have a Regal pass. I'm always at the movies. Like I just love going to the movies. I want to be a screenwriter, and I'm always writing at home. I'm just to the point where I'm almost I'm almost ready to start filming what I've been writing. Um, but I would really like to have a writing internship or get a writing job at, I don't know, Hooray, because I love Issa Rae, or like with Kiki Palmer or Ryan Coogler, someone like that. I used to really want to work with Ryan Murphy, but I'm unsure of the direction of his work. I don't know. I would really like to work with Kiki Palmer and Issa Rae though. Like those are my girls. I love them. Um, but yeah, y'all, I want to also talk about, like, from this film, there are so many Easter eggs that I've caught this second time around. Like, there were so many references to The Wizard of Oz, which, I mean, duh. But even though The Wizard of Oz is based off of Wicked, which is based off of a book, I can't remember the name of the book, but the way that it's interpreted is not always exact. And the references that I saw in Wicked, in the Wicked film, they were direct references from the Wizard of Oz. And it's just some things I had picked up the first time, but the second time I was like, oh, this is so cool how they hit this in here. Like, I live for an Easter egg moment. It's just it does something to my brain, like it massages or scratches my brain to be able to notice things, like things hidden in plain sight. Like I love stuff like that. You guys, I gotta learn how to get my engagement up on TikTok live. I guess the more I do it, the better I'll get. This is only the second time I've gone live on TikTok. Maybe this will help with my ADHD. Because I hate sitting in one spot for a long time, and I've been forcing myself to sit down and go on live for 30 minutes for the last like week. And yesterday on YouTube, I went live 3 or 4 times. One was for an hour, the others were like 20, 30 minutes. And because I was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, which I did. I've surpassed it now. I'm so grateful. But I was like, I don't care. I kept calling it a live-a-thon. I was like, I'm coming on live every hour on the hour if I have to reach this goal. but, but yeah, it's starting to cure my ADHD because I gotta learn to sit down. Hey Bernard, I was just talking about the Wicked film. I kind of talked about a lot that I already wanted to talk about, but I was waiting for someone to, that had seen the movie to come on and talk to me or talk about it with me. Because having dialogue is more fun than just talking to the camera. Oh, I should have shown y'all my outfit. I had on a green jumpsuit and I wore my Tupac shirt. And I have a houndstooth black and white coat. That's my favorite coat. That's what I wore to the movies because I'm in solidarity with Elphaba. Like, it should get real Green Panther in this biatch. Because I'm so mad. I'm so upset with how. Oh my gosh, I'm even wearing neon green shorts. Like, I think subconsciously I'm about to start wearing a lot more black and green in my cup. Because the way they did Elphaba, I literally cannot believe that we were made to see Glinda as the good witch when she was really wicked. Like, she's the wicked one. Elphaba was not wicked at all. Like, it's so crazy. That's how propaganda works. And there was some, again, like I told y'all earlier, the movie was so deep. Like, something that the wizard said, he was like, a way to get people to band together is to label someone as an enemy. And I was like, that's so true. We see that, happening in real life. You know, people say they want us divided. And yeah, that was the whole yeah. But that was the whole thing. Like, he was just like, we have to label someone an enemy if we want to keep control over people. Like, that's the whole thing. They wanted control over the inhabitants of Oz, and he had no real power. But I guess he did. He had influence. Influence is still a power. He didn't have magical power, but Elphaba did. And again, that's the whole thing with the Wizard of Oz. You have the power in you. She already had the power to do what she was trying to do. But whatever. The wizard was just so, he is just such. But I really liked the set design, and the cinematography was beautiful. Um, Bernard's, no, not really. But I'm talking about Wicked. I don't want to talk about Twitter subjects. Family structure. Do you believe in family structure and that the man leads the family? I'm a woman and I lead my family. I hardly date men anyway. But that's neither here nor there. That's a lie for another day. I don't really feel like getting into that. But yes, hey, you guys, if you're coming in, tap my screen right here. Give me some hearts before I go. I gotta get out of here in like 2-3 minutes. I just wanted to chop it up with you guys. So I'm new here on TikTok and YouTube. I'm live on both. Look at how I have my camera set up in my sink. All my makeup. Y'all want some makeup tutorials? I'm also trying to, I like to talk about pop culture and movies, but I'm also trying to figure out what else y'all like to talk about on here. So, yes, Bernard, he says in The Wizard of Oz, the good witch was really the evil one. And yes, before you got on here, that's what I was explaining. She was literally the evil one. She sat there and watched them people label Elphaba as a wicked witch, knowing damn well she wasn't evil at all. The only reason why Elphaba went to Oz was to help another marginalized group that was being oppressed and silenced. Come to find out by the wizard. Like, it was just so deep. The movie was deep, and it was kind of a reflection of what's going on in real times, especially after this election here in the United States. Things are about to get so weird and dark. Like, they already are. It feels so quiet. Like, politically, it just feels quiet after the election. I feel like there was a lot of noise leading up to the election and then sudden silence, which of course, because they're not promoting, but it's something eerie going on. And I've been feeling really uneasy, and I want to leave the country. Like, I want to get out of here. My beauty routine. How about I promise I'll come on tomorrow and talk about my beauty routine because I wanted to talk about Wicked here today. And actually, I have to get ready to go in a minute. My son goes back to school tomorrow, so I gotta get dinner ready, make sure he's had a bath and everything because he has to be in bed in like an hour. Yes, the good witch had Dorothy kill the wicked witch for her own selfish needs. Yep. And she took her sister's shoes. Because well, in The Wizard of Oz, it's ruby slippers, but in Wicked and in the book that it's based off of, the slippers are actually silver or chrome. And they belong to Elphaba's sister. Now, I told y'all I haven't seen Wicked. I don't know anything about Wicked prior to seeing this movie, but there's going to be a part two. So I've been wondering, how in the world how does Glinda even get Elphaba's sister's slippers to give to Dorothy? So I'm assuming we're going to learn that in the second Wicked. It comes out next year, supposedly. But I'm like, oh, hi, Stachiana. Hey. So, what was I about to say? So yeah, that had pissed me off. Like once it clicked that Glinda sent Dorothy uh to kill Elphaba, knowing that she didn't have to do all that. I'm like, Glinda's she's such a fake bitch. So I can't wait to see that next year. Dorothy did run the wizard off. Dorothy clocked his tea too. Dorothy was Dorothy got played so bad. Glinda got played bad too. Oh yeah, because in the movie I was thinking I had noticed today in the movie. Well, I said I didn't want to. I don't care. I said I didn't want to spoil too much, but Madame Morrible, which is one of the professors, she somehow, got to Oz to see the wizard at the same time Elphaba did. And in the movie, Glinda, she had Glinda come with her. Like she pulled her on the train last minute to go with her. And Madame Morrible, who wrote to the wizard and told him about how powerful Elphaba was. That's the whole reason. The whole reason why Elphaba was in Oz is because Madame Morrible wrote to the wizard and told him about how powerful she was. So throughout the movie, Glinda kept trying to get the attention of Madame Morrible because she's like a renowned professor. But she wasn't really paying Glinda no mind. She liked Elphaba. But Madame Morrible played Glinda because she knew that she was going to somehow find herself in Oz with Elphaba if she got Elphaba there. And, because she's a witch. She's a witch too. She's a sorceress. And what I noticed also in the film is that when Elphaba and Glinda linked up with the wizard and Madame Morrible, they represented the four elements. When you're doing rituals or witchcraft, four elements must be present: water, fire, earth, and air. Glinda represents air. She makes reference to wind, and flips her hair. She says she loves wind. She has a thing about wind. So that's air. Elphaba represents earth. Not only is she green, but, they just, there are different references in the movie that associate her with being of the earth. And then the wizard, when he comes and puts a little machine face out, fire is everywhere. Like fire always precedes him. The hot air balloon, when you pull a hot air balloon, fire comes out. So he represents fire. And then Madame Morrible, her thing, like she's a sorceress, but she has a thing with the weather. Excuse me. She's very skilled with manipulating the weather, and water is the main element with stuff like that. She's who told Elphaba that she can't get wet. It had started to rain, and suddenly she had an umbrella She had an umbrella, happened to have an umbrella during this random rain shower, but I was like, she represents water. So I thought it was really interesting that by the time they all linked up in Oz, a little something happens. I don't want to tell that part, but a little something happens and pops off, and that's when the shenanigans start. So, yeah. Yep, she never told Dorothy anything. She played Dorothy so bad. She did not have to do all that. But I guess we're gonna see in the second Wicked, like part two. I guess we're gonna see why she did that. I mean, we know because she's selfish, but I want to know exactly why and how she got them slippers. Cause there was another little reference, little Easter egg during the popular song. She pulled out some ruby slippers and handed them to Elphaba, even though in this movie the slippers are red, but it was referencing the Wizard of Oz. I thought that was cute. But anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. I gotta go feed my child, get him ready for school tomorrow. Thank y'all for tuning in with me, and I'll see y'all